I'm a lifetime member of the NRA, A-rated.
Congressman Lee Zeldin touting his support for gun rights during a recent stop in his campaign for governor. In video obtained exclusively by Spectrum News, Zeldin calls for repealing New York's SAFE Act, which expanded gun regulations after Sandy Hook. He also urges the Supreme Court to overturn New York's strict requirements for carrying a concealed gun.
You, again, should not have your right taken away by the government.
And he rails against so-called red flag laws. Advocates say last weekend's mass shooting in Buffalo could have been averted had the state's red flag law been followed.
We should not have red flag laws that have it's a very slippery slope that could be targeting you, law-abiding gun owners.
Red flag laws allow for weapons to be removed from a person deemed to be a threat to himself or others. The law has been implemented extensively in Zeldin's own Long Island congressional district. Judges in Suffolk County issuing more extreme risk protection orders than anywhere else in the state. In a statement to Spectrum News, Zeldin clarified his position. He said he opposes red flag laws when they deny a gun to, quote, law-abiding New Yorkers. However, the 18-year-old charged in the Buffalo rampage reportedly bought his weapon legally. Zeldin said the suspect in Saturday's attack should not have had access to weapons at all. A Siena poll conducted in early 2018 indicated roughly 6 in 10 New Yorkers backed the SAFE Act, and more than 60% supported a national ban on the sale of assault weapons. Asked about Zeldin's positions and what they would mean if enacted, one New York gun control advocate had this warning.
We would be seeing more violence, more gun carrying, more domestic violence, more mass shootings, and more gun violence disproportionately impacting our Black and brown communities.
Now, we did also receive a statement from the chairman of the New York State Democratic Party. In part, he called Zeldin a radical gun extremist and said that his record is dangerous for New Yorkers. And he also said that New York needs a governor who will end gun violence through policy, not perpetuate it. Errol?
So now, Kevin, help me understand Representative Zeldin's position. He said, and you quoted him, we should not have red flag laws, but he's also saying that the suspect in this case should not have had access to a gun. So, I mean, how do you square those two things?
I've been kind of going back and forth with their campaign about this all day, trying to make some sense of those two positions. They point to the fact, in the reports, I should say, that he apparently made some threats at his school last year, arguing that could have been a felony. However, he wasn't charged. And so without the red flag law, it's kind of unclear as to exactly how he would have been barred from purchasing a weapon.
Right. And when it comes to this question of law-abiding gun owners, there are cases where, aside from any modifications he may have made to the weapon, the suspect in this case may have been law-abiding right up until the time he fired a bullet into someone and killed them, right?
Right, and that's where these red flag laws have been introduced as sort of a way to deal with the mental health aspect of all of this, where you can go forward and bring forward someone and say, look, they're a threat to themselves or others, so they should have some restrictions placed on them, regardless of whether or not they've been charged with any crime.
Okay, I'm sure we'll hear more of this on the campaign trail. Thank you, Kevin.